Hello and welcome back to Midnight Mayhem. It is Thanksgiving, or at least it was when we originally planned to make this video. So I actually wrote the outline for this episode
Sure.
30 days ago.
Oh.
So I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. This is your reminder. If you still have leftovers, please throw them out. They are no longer good.
I say you got like another week.
Not by the time we're done editing.
By the time this episode comes out and you still have leftovers, just please throw them away.
If your leftovers haven't crawled out of your fridge by now, please throw them away.
Fair. That's cool.
How are you guys' Thanksgiving?
It's all right.
It's pretty good.
Cool. Yeah, thanks. No in-depths. That's great.
What
I
was
can go
yours?
in depth with some family drama.
Family drama. Punched my uncle. My grandma lost a leg.
She was looking for it.
She was asking for it.
Yeah, let's keep it fun.
Yeah. My Thanksgiving was fine. I worked that day, and then my wife was like, "Can we have Thanksgiving dinner?" And I was like, "Have you been good?" No. Apparently they weren't planning anything, so we were like, "Oh, let's go."
That's why our reviews keep going to.
Let's go to my mom's house. So we went to my mom's house. We had dinner. Like I saw my mom and my brother. It was nice. And yours? Good?
Pretty good. I went to my sister's house, brand new house. They just moved there, so it was kind of like a grand premiere family gathering. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was housewarming.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanksgiving.
It's like grand opening, of festivities.
Did they cut the ribbon?
We should have. No.
That sounds nice then.
It was cool. I mean, I spent it with my girlfriend, her family, my family, and then my sister, like everybody at the house. So it was nice. It was nice, warm, great fun.
All right, that's good. And then you
always
got your
issues. I can't wait for this.
So, in case you haven't seen it, right above me, we're going to be talking about Thanksgiving. This movie came out in 2003. It was directed by Eli Roth. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to give you guys a quick summary, and then we'll get into a little bit more details.
There's a couple side things, though.
Yeah.
One, if you notice this crappy PNG in front of us, that's what we had 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Was it 3 weeks ago? How long ago was that?
A month ago. Election day?
I was going to do a whole bit where we left it there for like the first 2 minutes of the video, and I was like, we're not monsters. We're not just going to leave food out like that, and we're just going to eat it all. and then hard cut to just a picture of it, but now you just got a picture. So, look at that. Hopefully it looks good. If not, then it's not even there because I couldn't figure this out in editing. Also, intro.
Just a picture, just a black screen that says 404 missing.
404 missing.
And on that side note, our intros. I'm Bobby, and I love horror.
That's not how we're doing this.
Keep going.
Keep going.
I'm Leo and Ella Movies. And he's Raymond. He's the grumpy one. All right.
That's how we're doing this. So before we get started, let me go ahead and introduce ourselves. I am Raymond. I'm going to be the host for today's episode. And with me always,
I'm Bobby, and I'm thankful for horror.
I'm Leo, and I'm thankful for films.
Look at that. We didn't tell him about that. We were going to see if he picked up on it. And if he didn't, we were going to shame him. But yeah, you guys really quick, since it is technically a holiday special, do you guys want to talk about what you guys are thankful for?
For you guys, both of you.
Oh, that's very sweet.
That's
very thankful.
Why don't you? Why
are you never this nice a person?
You're
3 weeks we haven't heard from him.
Why you've been missing for a month?
I asked if he was okay, and he kicked me.
My family, my beautiful wife, and my baby.
Nice.
I'm very, very thankful for them.
Yeah,
they drive me nuts, but
they're
literally Lilo and Stitch.
I love my wife and daughter, but boy, are they a handful.
I am Nani, and then there's just my baby Stitch, and my wife is Lilo.
I'm Nani. You said
I'm Nani.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm thankful for my family. I'm not gonna say thankful for my health. I've been sick for like the last 2 weeks.
You've been sick for like 2 years.
I've been sick for 3 years. When was Obama president?
2008.
Yeah, around that time.
You'll notice in our videos his voice is always kind of slightly fluctuating because he's in different levels of sickness. So yeah. All right.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give a quick summary to the movie. So, a mysterious masked maniac terrorizes residents of Plymouth, Massachusetts 1 year after Black Friday riot ended in tragedy. Picking off victims one by one, the seemingly random revenge killing soon becomes a part of a larger, sinister plan. The movie was directed by Eli Roth, who you might know from Hostel, The Green Inferno, and Cabin Fever. The only two people that I really recognized from the cast itself was Patrick Dempsey. He was in Scream 1, 3, and 7.
Who's that?
That was like
There's McDreamy. He's from Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then Rick Hoffman which I recognize from Hostel, which is once again another
Oh,
Eli Roth film.
the mayor.
The bald guy, yeah.
Yeah,
He wasn't the mayor. He's the owner of the store.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him in a bunch of Eli Roth movies too, and a bunch of TV shows too.
I remember he's like a lawyer, like a really. He's always plays like a mean character.
Yeah.
So that's how I was like. All
He's
right.
in Suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like
I
this,
know he's in something.
yeah, he's
He's
like
in
a
Veep
super
too, I
cocky,
think.
like unbearable person in Suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just funny because he seems like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, oh, I hate that person, but you only know him from the characters.
Yeah, and then they always play villains. So like,
Mhm.
yeah.
So real quick, what did you guys give the rating for this film?
It was fun. Like, it was really fun. I hate slasher movies, but this one was.
You keep saying that, and then we watch slashers. Like that was a good
That was a good movie. That was a great
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, he's
No,
like, I don't
it's
really
'cause-
like-
I'm starting to
I
think you
don't
don't
like
like.
slashers.
I'm starting to think you actually are okay with slashers.
No, it's because the thing is that let's say, like, hey, let's watch this movie. Okay, cool. It's gonna be a slasher. I'm like, oh fuck, like I guess, like right away, I'm not even liking the movie, right? And it hasn't even started. But this one had a pretty strong start, and I was like, okay, yeah, like you remember that intro? That intro was pretty crazy. So that right there, I was like, okay, I think I might get into this one. But I give it a solid 8. Out of
Solid
10.
8?
Solid 8. Yep. Mhm.
That's pretty high considering every time we talk about slashers, you're like, oh, I hate slashers.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
that
like,
is pretty high.
Okay.
no, I know.
I
Real
appreciate that. I
because
like
when-
what you like.
When we
You
finished
like
the
what you like.
film, you were like, Eli Roth did this? Oh, okay, I like it a little bit more. So what
Wait a
was
second.
what
Eli
was your
Roth?
original what was your original score when the movie finished? before
Solid
you saw the
7.
credits?
Solid 7.
Solid 7?
Solid. Like,
We'll give you 7.5.
7.5 then.
Okay.
All right.
7 was mine.
7?
solid 7. Because like
But it's Eli Roth, man.
no, yeah,
7.5.
it's
You got me.
yeah, 7's like good. Movie's super fun. It's not meant to be like revolutionary or any kind.
It's horror. It's horror for the sake of horror,
Yeah.
which is what I enjoy about it. It's something you put on to watch. It's not something where you're like, oh, I'm gonna sit down and
Like,
I'm gonna,
this is a classic, like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
like you're not
It's-
putting this on every Thanksgiving. You're like, oh, guys, after
Unless you're cool.
Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, we're gonna watch Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So what was your rating?
I'd say probably closer to 7.5.
All right.
All right, let's just make it 7.5. 7.5
7.5 all around.
Bye.
7.
That being said, what do you think our scores compare to the IMDb critic score?
Oh, it's probably like 5.8.
No, I think it's a
IMDb?
lot higher, because I remember this movie when it came out. I remember
I
a
can
lot
imagine
of people
people
were
hating this.
loving it. No, a lot of people were
Well,
loving
I mean,
this.
people liked this movie when it came out.
Well, we're talking about like the critic score. Or we're talking like the.
We're talking about the
audience
critic score.
score? Yeah, I can't imagine it would be very high. I
Like a 7, I would say. 7 out of 10.
7?
Yeah.
So on IMDb, it got a 6.2 out of 10,
Damn.
84% critic score, and a 79% audience score. So I mean, the movie,
okay, cool. Yeah,
the
this is
movie
an audience
was liked well enough
Yeah.
to the point where it did garnish a sequel, which should be set to start filming in March of next year.
Oh.
So the budget for this film was $15 million,
Wow.
and it tripled that in the box office.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
That's awesome.
$46.6 million.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I think that the Thanksgiving window for movies, I think that's when movies gain the most money in a way. Because this movie came out last year. There was another movie that came out around the same time in Thanksgiving that also got a lot of money too. And this one competed with that movie and it still like gained,
Still did well.
Yeah, it still did well.
Yeah.
This year, the movies that were around Thanksgiving was Wicked, Gladiator 2, and Moana 2. And they were saying that this has been like the highest earning Thanksgiving weekend in the box office ever. And I was like,
I mean, Wicked's
damn,
going
that's
nuts
crazy.
right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's still.
No, Wicked is going nuts right now. Moana 2 just released, and Gladiator 2.
I feel like that's every time movies come out and it makes a good box office. Like, oh, is this the return of like movie theaters? It's
no,
like,
sure,
they say
but
that
it's
every
like, they're,
time.
yeah, but they're saying this has been like the highest earning weekend or Thanksgiving weekend ever. And
You
it's like,
better
that was
show me
crazy.
the article so it can be right here. Boom, there it is.
I'll look it up.
Because
real quick.
otherwise I'm looking at myself.
Well, I mean, obviously we can't really recommend it now because
Right.
Thanksgiving's over. Kind of
I'll recommend it,
No,
ruined
I'll
the thing,
recommend it.
but
Yeah,
not
I'll
for
recommend it.
anyone
Would
over
you,
the.
Would you watch this next year? Would you recommend this to someone next year around Thanksgiving?
Because this
I
movie
don't-
takes place
I don't
for
have enough
Thanksgiving,
friends
and then
besides
like
you
it
guys.
skips a year, so we're still good. We're still
Yeah.
aiming for next
I
year.
can't put this on for my wife. I cannot put this on for my family. So
You
yeah,
can.
just
You can. Your
You
baby's
can.
not gonna remember.
I feel like,
Like he sat and watched this whole movie. He's fine. He's like shaking in the corner.
yeah. I'm one of those people
He
who don't
screams
like.
every time he sees a turkey.
I'm one of those people who don't like to play like arguing on TV just because I'm just like the kid can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
So he's 16 months now, right? Yeah, 16. So all right, continue.
Yeah. So recommend.
Yeah, I recommend for above intro level horror. Actually, no, right at intro level horror. It has not too much where you're like, oh, that's too mean spirited. There's some scenes. There's one scene that's kind of really harsh, and I'll talk about it later. But otherwise, the movie's pretty like. If I was a teenager, I would have been a rock with this. So
Yeah, if you're a fan of like slashers, you would probably love this. You know, I'm not a fan of slashers, and I love this one. I was like, this is fun.
But
This is cool.
I
But-
still
But if
think
you're my
you
nephew
actually
and, like,
don't
13,
mind
don't
slashes.
I don't like slashers, man. I love Scream. But I
we
don't
love
like
Scream
slasher.
now.
Yeah.
Roll the receipts.
No, man. I love Scream. I always love Scream. What are you talking about? I have a shirt.
Wait, roll the clip.
Roll the clip.
All right. But yeah, so this movie takes place 1 year after Black Friday incident,
Yeah.
and for those of you who don't know, Black Friday used to be cool.
Used to be that cool.
It used to be that cool.
It was fun as long as it didn't get like insane. And,
Yeah.
and in some parts of the world, our country, USA, is nuts. I just watched the whole video. Papa Meat did a video on,
Yeah.
on Black Friday. I was like, oh god,
Did you guys ever have a crazy Black Friday experience like that?
not to that level.
The
Never
only
that
tr-
level.
The only true Black Friday experience that I had, I remember it was like 2010. Me and my mom woke up around 3 a.m. just to wait outside a Kmart.
For pants?
Just
Bro,
to
remember
buy,
those?
Yeah. Remember Kmart's?
just to buy,
God, we're old.
just to buy a $600 32-inch plasma screen TV.
32 inches?
32
That's
inch.
crazy.
Damn.
You compare to that what you can buy now
Yeah.
for $600, dude. And at the time I was like, I'm living.
I see,
I'm
like,
living the life right
This
now.
is my.
And it
This
was
is the height of luxury.
And it was like it was being promoted as like 1080p, and I was like, my PS3 is gonna go crazy on this, like I was going nuts, and I remember waiting in line, and the minute the door opened, like people just kind of started walking faster and faster, and it was kind of hard to get into like the crevice of like the
Yeah.
entrance, and I was like, oh crap, is it happening? Are we gonna start running? And like
Yeah.
It's go day?
a couple people like kind of like like power
Shuffled,
walk,
yeah.
shuffle and power walk, but nothing crazy to like. An
Yeah,
extreme.
I've never had it like super crazy.
yeah.
Like for me, it's literally just been, we're standing in line at like 2 a.m.
Yeah,
or whatever, and then
Yeah.
they would open the doors, and I mean it would be busy inside, and then the line outside was nothing compared to the line inside checking out. But I've
Yeah.
do you ever just want to like throw a haymaker and be like, yeah, I want to just get this started?
Start moshing. Start moshing
Like
in the line.
I want to make it look like in the movies.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I've seen some crazy.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
look up on YouTube if it's not age restricted. I suggest
I was
checking
like,
that
hey,
out.
Age restricted?
I'd imagine some of them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right. So Black Friday. How far are we giving them spoilers? Are we gonna give them spoilers
We're
now?
gonna do a full recap of the movie. So if you guys don't care, there's gonna be a timestamp right here on the screen.
Hey.
Feel free to skip that if you want. We're gonna lose a bunch of retention because I decided that I wanted to change the format for this episode and maybe a couple episodes going forward, just to see how it feels. And
Is the recap gonna have spoilers though?
Analytics.
100%.
All right. So spoilers ahead. That's my warning.
Yeah, spoiler warning.
All right. Let's do it.
further story
Recap.
details.
Analytics
Start.
show that we lose most of our viewers in the intro.
Yeah, we said that a few times. All right. Let's go. So
All right. On Thanksgiving in Plymouth, Massachusetts, a mob gathers outside local superstore Wright Mart in preparation for a Black Friday sale. Jessica Wright, whose father Thomas owns the store, lets her friend Gabby, Bobby, Evan, Scuba, and Yulia inside early. So we were talking about earlier, we're like, hey, was she part of the main group?
yeah.
She was part of the main group.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The crowd notices them and stampedes into the store in a frenzy. In the ensuing chaos, Amanda Collins, wife of Wright Mart employee Mitch, a security guard, and a customer are killed while Bobby gets his arm shattered in the riot and moves away. The following year, Wright Mart begins preparation for another Black Friday sale. When Bobby returns to Plymouth, a waitress named Lizzie is killed by a figure wearing a John Carver mask. Lizzie's involvement in the Wright Mart incident leads police to believe those involved are being targeted. The assistant, now fittingly called, or the assailant, now fittingly called John Carver, tags Jessica and her friends in a grisly social media post. Jessica lends camera footage from the Wright Mart incident to the town sheriff, Eric Newland, which is played by McDreamy.
Ah,
Carver kills several more residents involved in the riot, including students Lonnie and Amy, the security guard Manny. Evan and Gabby are soon abducted, while Yulia is attacked in her home. Jessica and Scooby make it in there, unable to stop Carver from disemboweling Yulia with a saw. The police attempt to lure Carver by having the Wright family participate in the Thanksgiving parade. Carver, in a different disguise, decapitates a mascot and sets off a bomb, causing chaos in which he is able to abduct Jessica, her stepmother Kathleen, Thomas, and Scuba. Kathleen is prepared to be and cooked alive at Carver's hideout. Her corpse is served as a turkey at the table where the hostages and victims' corpses are seated. Carver then bludgeons Evan to death in a live stream in front of others. Jessica and Scuba escape from the table, and Carver chases Jessica through the woods. She then comes upon Newland. Is it Newland?
Newland.
All right.
Today, Junior.
Today, Junior.
I'm sorry. I haven't read in front of people since high school.
And now you're reading for an unknown amount of people.
Yeah, an unknown amount of people. All 12 of you out there.
40 views.
40 views. 40 views.
40.
You gotta, what is it called? Manifest it. We gotta manifest the views. 40.
2,000 views.
2,000 views. 2,000 views.
Continue.
Let's
Lucky
see.
70.
She comes up. She then comes upon Newland lying on the pavement and follows signs of movement into the building where parade floats materials are being stored. She sees Bobby in a Carver costume, but Newland joins her and tells her to go outside. Gunshots are heard, but Bobby is not found. The police inform Jessica that and her friends and father are safe. In Newland's office, Jessica notices the same debris in the woods that stuck to her clothing is also stuck to Newland's pants, revealing that he is the killer. Newland reveals his motive for the murders, and his wife left him. He met Amanda, and they had an affair, resulting in her becoming pregnant with his child. And she plans to divorce Mitch and be with him. When Amanda was killed during the Wright Mart incident, not only did Newland lose the love of his life, but he also lost his unborn baby. Newland began targeting those he held responsible for the riot, as their negligence and violence caused Amanda's death, along with the death of his child. Newland had abducted Bobby and put him in the Carver costume to frame him. A horrified Newland realizes Jessica had been live streaming his confession, exposing him as the killer. He attacks her, but Bobby intervenes. An enraged Newland attacks again, intent on killing Jessica for ruining his plans and his life. Jessica loads a musket using her mother's bracelet and shoots down a balloon attached to a tank of gas, causing an explosion that engulfed Newland. She reunites with Gabby and Scuba while Bobby is taken to the hospital. Authorities are unable to find Newland's body. Jessica has a nightmare where she is attacked by a flaming Newland. That is a full recap of the story.
It's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful.
I'm undecided there's going to be visuals, so.
Yeah. Unpracticed, by the way. I copied and pasted that from Wikipedia, and I just read it raw.
Congratulations. Sounded raw.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Oh, thanks. I'll have you read the next one. All right. So that was a recap of the full movie. If you guys listened through, thank you for listening. If you guys skipped ahead, I'm not going to know the difference. So let's go into some of our favorite parts of the movie. Kills. What did you guys think of the kills overall? And then I want to know what your favorite kills were.
Sure. Kills, very crisp.
Crisp?
Very, very. I mean, what I mean, it's like
first kills established this movie. It was like, all right, this is what we're getting for.
exactly. That's exactly what I for a lot of movies, like especially a lot of slashers. Most of the kills are just stab, throat slash, stab.
I just think
you know
you
what I
don't
mean?
watch slasher movies.
It's most of them. You know, there's some that I enjoyed, like Halloween, like Halloween. That's like there's a lot more to it. But this one, the first that opening scene, like we had multiple kills, and it's like okay, when the dude walks into the
Glass?
the Walmart, yeah, when the glass goes into his neck, I was like, okay, that's cool. And obviously, like the lady just getting trampled, the dude's breaking his arm, her scalp getting, it's great. It's very great, very practical, very juicy.
Very, very heavily inspired by real events.
Yeah.
that was the crazy thing, because I was like, as it was happening, I was like, it's entertaining in this movie, but it's like it's sad that this has actually
I know-
happened
I
to a
know
lot
and
of
it's,
people.
and it's super,
I know
they
it
get
got
super
bad,
creative,
but I've
too.
never seen it to that extent outside of like the news. And YouTube.
videos I've
Yeah.
seen plenty of, like
No, and all these kills are very creative. Like obviously, like the guy gets the glass stuck in his arm because they smashed the window.
Yeah.
The lady, she gets rammed into her face, and then like her hair gets stuck in the wheel, and as they pull the wheel back, her scalp gets pulled back. And
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god!
it just shows
it's
how
all-
ridiculous
yeah,
the movie's gonna take
yeah,
these
and-
kills going forward.
Yeah, and I was all for it. And there's a lot more creative death scenes in this movie that I want to hear you guys' favorite. I have my favorite.
All right, and I don't have this one scripted, but what did you think of the killer
Like as like a
as a character,
as a character
Yeah.
behind the mask.
No.
Just like a scare, like as a movie villain.
as John Carver?
It's just a slasher.
It's
It's just a
sla-
character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like nothing special.
it
like,
reminded me of like
It threw me off that there were
Hellfest.
so many puns.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think that was because of the origins of what this was.
Yeah.
Which is, and fun fact, I'll let you say it.
We'll get there.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, it was inspired by a trailer from another movie.
I guess we won't get there.
No, we'll go into it further later on, but I think the puns are stem from directly from
yeah.
the trailer of that.
As a
Because
villain,
I was always thinking like, because I remember we watched like The Collector,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh
Yeah.
god, like if I were ever kill people, this is how I would do it. And then
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like I would probably be more like John Carver, just breaking puns.
I thought you were saying as far as like aesthetics, like the way he looks.
No.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
just like
aesthetics-
what do I think of the killer? I'm like he just looks like
Happy.
like a generic slasher, like
It's Ghostface, but with
Hellfest.
Happy Thanksgiving, Pilgrim.
Happy Thanksgiving. It's Ghostface, but with the Thanksgiving twang to him.
I liked the under the mask reveal. I liked that a lot.
I like that. Cause a couple
'cause-
while we were watching, we were like, oh, who do you think it is? Who do you think it is?
There's clearly a lot of red herrings in this movie, but it was fun to watch and
Yeah.
try to solve it. And then once you do a rewatch of it, it's even more funny to like be like, oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah,
what
of
a
course,
nice subtle
yeah.
nod to who the actual killer is.
So you get like
Exactly,
3
yeah.
watches before you start getting a little over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but as a villain, I feel like he's just a typical slasher villain, kind of like the villain from Happy Death Day. I feel it's the same, even though that
Oh,
mask
Babyface. I was
is kind of like iconic and this decade right now.
Yeah.
I feel like this one's gonna become iconic too, but it's nothing like Halloween.
I don't
or,
think any slasher has been iconic since Ghostface. I think some have tried. I don't think any of them have succeeded.
I mean, My Bloody Valentine's pretty iconic. But that's also
Kinda,
because if you
yeah.
go from the original, like, are you talking about like remakes
I mean,
or from there? Because, well, yeah, you're right because that did
Yeah.
come out later. If you're not including the original, I'm always thinking about the remakes.
the
But
remake was 2009. Same thing with like, because I remember it was the Winchester brothers. They each had their own horror film that came out the same year.
yeah,
So that was 2009. But I can't think of anything that's been like, maybe
more
Sam.
iconic. Oh, Sam's a good one. Sam's
Yeah.
a good one. But the thing is that it's not like. It's more like his mask, but he like takes it off. It's not like he. I don't know. It's iconic, but it's not like it's his thing. You know what I mean?
slashers in general are kind of difficult to do, like film and have
Well,
them
if you
successful.
think about it,
because
you get Freddy Krueger, you get Jason Voorhees, you get Michael Myers,
Mm-hmm.
you get Ghostface. These are all slashers,
and they've been done to hell.
and they've been done to hell, but they've been done well. They not all of them.
No, yeah, later on
No,
you
I'm
get.
I'm not
really
I'm not putting Jason X up there with like Avengers Endgame.
I mean,
That one scene.
there's a lot of scenes. There's a lot of good scenes.
But it's like it's lived past the film,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
can go
yeah.
into a Halloween store, 100% you're gonna find Freddy, you're gonna find Jason, you're gonna find Ghostface.
Yeah, Michael Myers.
Yeah,
like,
you're
all
not.
of those.
I don't see many John Carver masks at Spirit Halloween.
It's because that's the thing. Like this movie just came out, and like I feel like it needs some time to just kind of like cook. Like
Yeah,
because also like this movie came out like it
yeah,
gained like
2023. But I'm
it
saying
gained
I
3
don't see
times
this,
his budget, but that doesn't mean that a lot of people saw it.
Yeah,
like,
but
Well, I mean, they did well
I
in the
will
box
say like I don't see this becoming like a horror movie staple. Like it's fun for what it is, but I don't see
Yeah.
it becoming a franchise. I don't see
I would say
people having a cult following behind this film.
The closest thing
it might, who
before this
knows?
is I don't even remember the name of the killer. That's the thing in Hellfest. That was one, and
I
then
remember,
the
yeah.
Collector. I remember they tried to change him in his second movie to more of a Freddy-like character, like where he's doing stuff that's just like, how did you get a giant rotating tractor inside of a concert hall? It's like one piece at a time. I don't know. I think you're right though. It has potential. So
Yeah.
all right, next part.
All right.
But favorite kill? I really enjoyed that mash.
The mash.
That mash.
What the only one that I kept thinking about, because we haven't seen the movie since Guy last updated this.
Yeah.
Is the first kill after the riot, which is the waitress.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah,
first
that
kill.
was-
The
that
first
was right up there
official
with,
kill, I
my
guess.
choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first official kill by the villain.
Yeah.
Got you.
I think it's
That
because I
one was
didn't like
cool.
the guy that got his brain mashed. That was Evan, I think it was.
No,
I
I
think so.
know. Me too. Like
I was
I
just
like
waiting for his time.
I
to
like
shine.
that one, but my favorite one was towards the end. It was the grandpa driving.
Yeah, that was in the middle.
I
That
don't
was
get
good.
why you guys kept laughing at the scene. I was like, that's so messed up.
It's messed up, but
Because
So-
the tone of the movie's already been set. It's
I
like
know,
this
but
is meant to be ridiculous.
That part was like
It's
hurt your
messed
heart
up.
bad
Too
for the
much?
kids.
no, but it's messed up. But it's such a
So-
gnarly scene, dude.
So
It's crazy.
how gnarly the scene is, I don't think we can actually show it
No.
in the podcast episode. But let me break it down for you. So once John Carver dressed as a clown cuts off the turkey's head, riot ensues at the parade,
Yeah.
and it causes a crash in one of the cars. The car is being driven by an old man, and he has his two granddaughters with him.
Mm-hmm.
So a piece of wood busts through and stabs through the back of his head, through the front of his head, and
The plywood comes out of his nose.
he dies immediately.
Yeah.
And his granddaughters are in the car with him, and they're screaming at him. They say, "Grandpa, wake up, wake up!" And they're screaming, and they're covered in blood, and they're terrified, and they can't get out of the car. And these two sadistic monsters.
Hey, it was an amazing practical effect.
It was an amazing practical effect. A lot of the stuff in the film was
for
when
practical.
the
movie-
plywood comes out of his head, you see like the strings of flesh just peeling out of the It's so good. It's great, man.
Why were
It's
you
really great
laughing?
done.
Why were you laughing?
Because like as I was focusing on that death, like the little girl's like, like, just being sprayed by blood, and like I'm sorry, but I couldn't. And then this son of a bitch kept laughing, so I had to laugh.
No comment.
I just like watching old people die.
no, I don't need. I
was
don't need,
messed up,
I don't
but-
need anything on record.
Well, that's my favorite. That's my favorite kill of the movie.
But yeah, that was my close second, and then right after that was yours. I thought the first like revenge kill was solid. Was super good. It was like that was one of the most memorable ones. But then like recapping the movie and everything, I was like, no, that impale scene is pretty good.
Yeah.
It has a moment of like dark humor on top of.
Yeah.
It's a nice.
I mean, I like dark humor. I was like, man, like imagine being those kids.
No, that was the worst scene for me. And can I say it now, or you want me to wait till later?
I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
no, you're hosting, man.
go for it.
Go. For
I
it.
don't know what you're gonna
The
say.
hardest one for me to watch was the girl getting cooked alive.
Yeah, that was hard to watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
That
I
was
was
really hard to
like,
watch.
I don't dislike her like as a character. And I
She
don't-
did nothing
She was
wrong.
she
really.
was unlikable through the lens of the main character,
Yeah.
but as like an actual person, it was like she didn't do anything
she
wrong.
didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, so I was just like,
She was just a stepmom. That's basically it.
And if this is a Disney film, she'd be the villain.
and she
Yeah.
when she got cooked alive, and I'm like, damn, that was hard to watch.
Yeah.
I liked the moment of dark humor with the thermometer. Yes, that was funny, but like it was I was like, this just has to it has to happen because of the trailer.
For
so I was
me,
like,
the hard part for watch for me was when he served her on the table,
oh yeah.
and he's just cutting her up like
I-
fucking chicken, and
I-
the guy's like, oh.
I actually would have preferred a hard cut from like them blacking out to her being served, but I know that's been done to hell. It's been
Yeah.
done to so
Yeah.
many movies.
Did you guys have a favorite character for this film?
Bobby.
Bobby.
no,
no, Bobby was kind of lame.
yeah, he was.
There's only one
not me,
character I
but-
liked.
It's the
a little
main
bit, I'm a
character,
little lame.
right?
No,
No, I
One
liked the main
character I
character.
liked.
she was
alright.
fine. I don't think she stuck out too much.
compared to everybody else.
I-
Though, you know, like because Scuba was.
I kind of like Scuba.
I was gonna
but-
say Scuba.
It's
for
because well, the
mine.
thing is, they were all unlikable until like halfway of the movie. You're like, okay, now I can see where their characters lay. You know, and what their you know, what do they want in this movie too? Like throughout, like halfway into the movie, you're like, okay, this guy's still an asshole. Scuba's not as bad. You know, his girlfriend, you know, she's not as bad either. You know, like, but I care more about
She was
Scuba.
not even a character.
Yeah, because she barely even talked.
Yeah.
You know.
Like I didn't know until after they were packing that I was like, oh, she's Russian.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And then the cheerleader, I
like
don't know
her
her
cool
name,
Russian
forgot her
dad.
name. But her and her
No,
boyfriend,
context.
like, they were just assholes too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I did like the trampoline kill. That was another one that popped out to me.
The trampoline kill was creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
It went from like a really boring generic kill to like this is fun and creative.
Yeah, because it added
like,
2
oh my
kills.
God.
Yeah, because it's like
Yeah.
that neck twist. I was like, that's cool, but is that it? You know, like that's kind of goofy, but it's cool.
Yeah.
And then no, it's not done yet.
It's not done
like
yet.
yeah. Wait, hold on a second. Now that I think about it, how did he get from that side of the stage to the other side?
Thanksgiving magic.
Yeah.
Sure,
Power
whatever.
of Thanksgiving.
The
Whatever.
power of
Magic.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But it was cool. It was definitely cool. It was kind of irky, like, ugh.
I liked
Scuba?
Scuba quite a
Yeah.
bit, but I think I ended up kind of slowly liking that one dude who was just selling alcohol to kids.
Oh,
Yeah,
the guy that
Again,
gave
stuff
him
out of context.
the guy that gave him the gun.
Yeah,
McCarty?
because he just seemed,
McCarty?
McCarty, yeah.
Already, yeah.
He was just like this silly character.
Seems
Like he was
to
almost,
be like a genuinely good guy.
he's an a-hole that he's a bad person. Good guy though.
He reminds
Yeah.
me of the homeless person in other horror movies that it's like, you know what they're doing. I can tell you the truth, but nobody believes me. You know, like,
I didn't get that vibe at
No,
all.
he
I
was
got
just
that
like,
vibe
I'm
from
saying
him.
he's like, I just need to make money.
Yeah.
And then also like, I don't want you to die. So
Yeah,
here's
he's
this.
done.
Good luck. All right.
Did this movie remind you guys of any other horror films, or was it just its own standalone thing for you guys?
it's, you know what's funny? I was thinking that. I was like, what does this remind me of? Like, it has a little bit of, oh, man. Never mind, hold
For
on.
me, it's
Well, we'll get back to you.
it's the
Yeah.
reboot of My Bloody Valentine. It reminded me of the one that you said has the
Jensen Ackles?
yes.
Ackles?
It had the vibe of that,
Cackles?
but
Dean-
then
Dean
after the Black Friday scenes and the kills, I was like, oh, they're playing this up for way more fun, and
Yeah.
and that's what makes this movie
Mhm.
much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like overall, because it's like you know what you're signing in for. It's this
Yeah.
ridiculous over the top gore while being a slasher. Enjoy, and I don't think any
Oh.
moment was taken too seriously outside of, like I said, just a really hard scene to watch with her getting cooked alive. But other than that, I could probably rewatch this a couple of times.
Have you guys seen the movie Freaky with Vince?
Oh
Vaughn?
yeah, that has the
Vince
exact
Vaughn
same
and
vibe.
Catherine
Yeah.
That's
So
literally
that's-
the same vibe I'm talking about.
That's what it
Yeah.
reminded. That's the movie that reminded me. I was like, I feel like I've seen this
The
before.
gore is so
but
good
it was
in
like
that
a
movie.
body switch movie. I was
Yeah.
like, Freaky Friday? No, it's not that one.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis, right? Horror icon?
Yeah, no, but yeah, it reminds me of that movie. But it's kind of weird because that movie is not. It was good, but it's not like, oh, it's.
Dude,
It's
those
like
practical
classic,
effects
you
in
know,
that
like,
movie were nuts.
They were cool. They were
nuts.
badass. No, they were cool.
Once again, another instance of a slasher film that you enjoyed.
Yeah,
So I don't know what you keep saying you don't like them.
because that one was kind of different. You know, it's like Freaky Friday, but a slasher. I'm like, okay, I can
You
get
know
into
what?
that.
I will say this. There are 2 movies that came out around the last couple of years that I think were probably bad that you wouldn't like,
Huh?
which was Killer Time or something like that.
Ah,
They're both time travel movies.
is that the one on Netflix?
No idea.
No. Oh.
I do think I finally thought of someone who's become a little more iconic than this guy beforehand. Would be Babyface from Happy Death Day.
I don't see it.
I was gonna
No,
say that.
I'm
I was
saying
gonna say that.
from a younger audience
Yeah.
perspective, not us old men
Yeah.
talking about this on
I don't care
Thanksgiving.
what these kids think.
No, that's what I was. That's
'Cause I
what I was
know-
saying. But I
Talking to you,
don't.
Billy.
I'm not a big fan of that movie. Like, it had a cool concept, but it's not like you haven't seen it before. It's Groundhog Day. You know,
Groundhog
like
Day.
shut up.
Okay,
It's,
no.
it's Groundhog Day, but with the slasher, it's like okay, sure, whatever. Let's like
Stop
let's
smoking
do
the
it.
cigars.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I think they're a little bit more for an iconic character in recent. I would say that's someone I could think of after Scream.
I don't see that often.
And
Obviously,
what-
I didn't even think about it until like right now. So,
Yeah.
all right,
Uh,
what's your next prompt? Huh? I'm ready. Give it to me.
just some behind the scenes and some fun facts. So I don't know
Yeah.
if there's early on. There's a security guard who chickens out. He runs
Yeah.
away.
Yes.
When the killings start happening, he's like, you know what? I'm leaving. I'm not dealing with this. I'm gonna leave. John Carver eventually kills him, but he has a cat, and John Carver goes back and he pets that cat, and he feeds him.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So Eli Roth said that the cat in the movie was such a good actor, and he performed on cue that he called him Leonardo DiCaprio. The cat's name is Tonic, and he was previously starred in Pet Cemetery, which released in 2019,
Oh nice.
4 years prior.
He's a good actor.
He's a good
Give
kitty,
him an
yeah.
Oscar. He's great.
Give him an Oscar.
Seen that movie? Pretty good.
I Live and Die by Pet Cemetery.
It's a pretty good
So
movie.
Eli Roth, he wanted to make the film's kills not only to be gory but creative, which is one of the things you guys said that you enjoyed about the film. playing homage to creative kills of the Golden Age slasher films, such as Friday the 13th films, Night on Elm Street series, Happy Birthday to Me, which was from 1981, and My Bloody Valentine, which was 1981 as well,
All right.
which is one thing that this reminded you of. This is the third movie based on one of the 5 mock trailers seen in Grindhouse from
There it is.
2017. So Eli Roth
How many
directed
trailers?
5.
One of
This
the
is-
5.
This is,
One of the
this
5.
is the third movie to
Gotcha,
be made
okay.
into an actual film.
Oh, I
So
thought
we-
this movie had 5 trailers in the Grindhouse movie. I was like, what?
In case you
But
didn't
no,
realize what I was saying in that moment, because I said trailer and you might have been thinking the movie trailer. No. There was in another movie they had
So there's
like
a movie
horror
called
shorts.
Grindhouse in
it's an
2007.
anthology movie.
It's an anthology movie, and during that movie, they played fake trailers for fake horror films,
Right.
which included Thanksgiving. It included Machete and Hobo with the Shotgun,
which all became movies.
which all became
Which all
movies.
became-
and
Yep.
yeah. Danny Trejo, awesome.
Yeah.
And
Great,
Hobo with a
uh-huh.
Shotgun, you know,
Let's see.
Classic.
classic and recommended by a mentor of mine. So-
Yeah.
So as of 2023, so as of the release of Thanksgiving, the only movies that weren't made into films are called Don't and Werewolf Woman of the SS. They have not been made.
Feel like
There's still
one
hope.
of those- Yeah,
There's
there's
still
still
hope.
hope.
I don't think they'd be good, but might as well finish off the 5-film trilogy.
Might as well. Yeah,
let's-
and then
let's
just
throw another
add it
15 million.
into
Yeah,
Throw it to the fire.
add it into the Grindhouse trailer collection. You know, that'd be cool.
That
Yeah.
would actually be really cool.
Yeah.
and then just have a 5-film set, like really
Yeah.
sad steelbook,
And then
That'd
it
be
could
cool.
and it could be in the background.
and then you have a setting to watch the films in the Grindhouse like filter.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be
Look at
cool.
that.
That'd be
You
cool.
guys can have that for free. You guys have any final thoughts about the film?
It was great. It was fun. Great. Oh, huge shout out to the practical effects team. Like, it was amazing.
The one
It
thing I
was
will say
amazing.
about Eli Roth's movies are the kills are gory and they're good, but they always feel fake. They're like very mannequin-esque.
This is
because he
Like, you
does
can-
a
you
lot
can
of
tell
practical.
when
Side
he does a lot of
tangent, right?
practical,
Yeah.
but I feel like he doesn't go a lot of the way where it's like, I'm gonna make this look so realistic. It's just like, hey, here's a mold that kind of looks like the actor. It's very malleable. Just smash it.
I feel like the movies that are campy, that are not supposed to be taken seriously, they're like this one. His movies do seem kind of like obviously mannequin-y a little bit, but
Yeah.
the ones that are supposed to
part
be
of the
a little
charm,
bit
honestly.
serious, like
That's how I know it's
Hostel
like
and
an Eli Roth movie, like Cabin Fever.
Cabin Fever, like, come on,
Yeah.
that shaving scene, like, that was disgusting.
Yeah.
You know? And then Hostel, the entire movie. I don't even have to pick a scene. Like, the entire movie, like, that's just very gritty, kind of gross.
Oh, see, that's what we're
It's the
talking
same-
about.
It's the
'cause-
same thing. It's like when she jumps in front of the train.
Oh, no, that was ridiculous.
It's-
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that was part of it. But Green Inferno, I remember when that movie was coming out, it was being promoted as, like, oh, it's the next Cannibal Holocaust. Like, this movie's
yeah.
being banned everywhere. And then we saw it in theaters, remember?
Yeah.
We saw it in theaters, and
Green
saw
Inferno.
Green
we saw
Inferno
Green
in
Inferno in
theaters.
theaters, and we're
That's
like,
crazy.
and we were like, it was gory, but it wasn't nothing like Cannibal Holocaust.
No.
There's no way, dude. Like, it was gory. It was but to be honest, I don't really remember much from Green Inferno.
And if you don't know what
I just
Cannibal
remember-
Holocaust is, don't watch it. don't watch it. It's
Yeah.
immorally wrong.
You
Yeah.
probably can't even find it anywhere if you.
oh no, you could just don't watch it though. I don't want people watching it because they heard it here.
Yeah.
Heard it here first.
My nephew.
I was just about to watch that.
The turtle.
He paused the moment I said you said the film. He hears this part later.
Not
No.
the monkey.
But yeah, just short disclaimer: they kill actual animals in that film. Very horrible. There was a real indigenous people that they like mess with.
Yeah.
The entirety of the filming.
Yeah.
Unnecessary, immoral things happen during the filming of the movie, and that's what makes it also just not satisfying to watch.
Yeah.
There's
Especially
a lot-
if you know about it,
Yeah.
you'll be watching the movie, and you're like, that feels too real.
And it
Yeah.
was, and you
'Cause
don't watch it because of that.
Real. It was real. It was too real that the director got arrested and had to go to court and prove that the cast and crew were alive.
Well,
in
that
order
was a
to get
different
at
thing.
it.
That was he killed him off. It looked realistic. He made him
Yeah.
sign an NDA. Or
Not saying
I might be
nothing.
thinking of Blair Witch actually.
It's-
That was Blair
thing.
Witch.
Yeah.
That was Blair Witch. But in this one, like, the director got arrested, and then in court he had to prove it's like, okay, you got to bring all these actors in to make sure they're alive. So we got to make sure it's a movie.
It's not a snuff film.
Yeah. Blair Witch, similar concept, but obviously like
Much
it-
better,
it
well
was-
received.
Yeah,
Actors are better
yeah.
taken care of.
And honestly, like it's not like he got in trouble for that. It's just it got through people that people started saying like, oh, were these real people? You know,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
All right.
So
Tangent over.
plans for our next episode. As you guys know, Christmas is coming along. If anyone's thinking about getting me anything, I'm a size 300 in cash. Do you guys have anything you guys want to watch for Christmas?
Clever girl.
You know what?
Because I have a list of movies here, and I know some of them. And there's also one we watched, and I want to do an episode on it.
That we already seen
We've seen it.
on the show?
No.
Oh, together?
Yeah.
Oh,
See, the one I wanted to watch was Better Watch Out.
And we did that
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah,
Videos
so
up here.
and the one that I wanted to
Plug.
watch was Krampus.
And we watched
And
that.
we watched
Videos
that.
over here.
Last year because he didn't
Hey.
like Better Watch Out.
Yeah.
Oh, spoilers for that review.
I hated
So
that
you know
shit.
what? It's my turn.
Yeah, I don't think you need to.
What do you want to watch this year, Raymond?
So we've already seen this film.
Which one is it?
It's called Annie the Apocalypse.
God damn it!
Yay!
Yay!
Ah,
It's
This
a
is supposed to be one of our first
fine.
videos.
I'm in a musical
Horror.
element.
Hell
so-
yeah.
horror, comedy,
God damn it.
musical.
Full circle.
Full
Alright.
circle.
I can't believe it
Uh,
came up.
You
know
guys,
what?
you guys don't even know this, but we didn't record
We
it.
didn't
We
record it,
watched
we watched
We
it
wanted
to
to
record
record
it.
it.
And
And
then
I
we
kept
got-
complaining about it the whole time. The whole time.
I was like, oh guys, here's a movie I saw. I really liked it. Has some pretty good musical numbers. I think we should watch it for the channel.
it was around the time
I-
where we started watching the
Hold
first
on.
It
Hellraiser.
was literally the first episode.
yeah.
This wasn't the first
So
episode.
we watch it, and I was like, yeah, it was good, right? Do you guys like it? Bob was like, oh, it was okay. And I was like, I hated it. I heard everything about it. You're
What's
the worst part of the
wrong with
podcast.
you?
Hey, leave it for that episode.
I was like,
You're the
we're
worst
gonna-
part of the podcast.
There's a lot of passion
And
going
he
into
kept talking about it. We talked about this in another episode. If you can find the clip, play it right here.
Kind of dig.
But I was pretty much like, you know what? I'm just gonna give up on all my dreams. I'm just gonna be a side guy. I'm not gonna participate in the
a
podcast.
side guy.
And
but
look
here
at
I
him now.
am,
He's in the middle.
front and center. This is my show now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. And by the time this comes out, hopefully you guys had a great Christmas.
All right.
Before you guys go, feel free to follow us on social media. We are Midnight Mayhem Podcast on Instagram.
Or
And,
podcast number 2 and Twitter or X.
and
Also,
We gotta get a
Midnight
third one for you.
Mayhem,
Oh,
and
TikTok, right?
TikTok as well.
Midnight Mayhem on TikTok.
Yep.
Those will be down in the link in the description below. And that has been today's episode. Let me know what you guys think about the new format. If you guys liked it, if you thought it was too long, any criticisms, leave them down in the comments. I will read them and I will cry. Other than that, have a good day. This has been Midnight Mayhem, and we will see you in the next one.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Love you.